Hello, session.
Yes,
All right. Yes, we are back. So this session, what we want to do is, I was just looking at this paper. I'm going to share this paper with you. I want to do it. I want you to do it after we complete what we are doing, what we are going to do soon after. So you'd find this first part.
okay.
Yes, basically is information for you to create a company
Mhm.
database. You are already familiar with that. Then this part will be for you
Yes,
to create users, this part for VAT, this part for general
yes.
accounts, uh,
Mhm.
this part will be for creditors, then this part will be for
Mhm.
customers,
Customers.
right? Then this part will be for the inventory items, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Then we are not going to fully complete this. I'm going to take you through how to do it.
Okay.
Yes. So I would also want you, after completing this part, I want you to do this part as well. Number three, then
Mhm.
so number three combines all this information, all this information, all this information, all this information. Then number four, it's okay. It's for transactions. This one you're going to do it on your own. So what I want to focus on
Mhm.
is number three, because we haven't covered that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to explain. Then I'm going to demonstrate, but we're not doing the whole question. We'll do it in such a way that you understand the concept so that on your own you can now do it. Right. So we have got what we term take on balances. Right. I think you did a topic of incomplete records when you were doing your studies. You have got a topic in accounting of incomplete records. Right? So it's more or less like the same concept, but you'd find what happens in the real world is you may be moving from one accounting system, let's say probably QuickBooks or Sage Pastel Partner or Microsoft Dynamics or whatever accounting system that you're moving from to Sage Evolution. So you need or you have to do what we term take on balances. You may not have been using a system altogether. Probably we're just using Excel. And now you've decided that now we want to use Sage Evolution. So you have to do what we term take on balances. Now, in you doing the take on balances, you have to do an opening statement of financial position. So this is what you see. This is basically a balance sheet. You see this one, right? This is just a balance sheet. You can find it's balanced there. So it has got these accounts, like in this case. In the exam, we are providing you this, or in these tutorials, we are providing you this because we just want you to understand the concept. In the real world, you're coming up with these things. You're coming up with these figures, the accounts, and everything. So you are doing more of an audit first, establish these figures and verify them, right? But in the exam, like in our teachings, we are just providing you this. So we have got this statement of financial position already verified, correct, and everything. So you have got these accounts, retained income, share capital, and the respective figures. So eventually, this balance sheet is balanced. This is your first part. So you capture this first part. You capture this first part, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. We're not going to capture the whole because I want you to do it later on when you are doing the paper, but I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, under this, you'd find all the accounts are represented here under the balance sheet, the opening balance sheet. They are represented, but you have got accounts like accounts receivables. You have got accounts like accounts payables. These you have to be typed correctly. You have got accounts like inventory. You see these three accounts, inventory, accounts receivable, and accounts payables. These accounts, you've got uh, what do you call them? You call these like these accounts receivable and accounts payable. That's what we are calling nominal ledgers. But okay, so to say, when you have accounts payable, receivables, you have got customers, lots of customers making up your 88,000. The same goes with your accounts payables. You've got many suppliers making up your 94,000. Is it 94,000? It's 94 million. Under inventory is the same. You've got inventory items making up this 105, right? Million, right? And they tally with what you created down there. So when you are doing the take-on balances, you have to first create sub-accounts for these accounts: inventory, accounts receivables, and accounts payables. So, okay, we're going to go to, let's go to our evolution. Let's go to our evolution, right? So that you see how to do this. Okay. Right, we want to go to evolution. I want to change the screen that I'm sharing. You have to understand this concept because you're going to do it on your own. So if something is not clear, just let me know. Right, so I'm going to share this one. Right. So, okay. I said you have got your right, let me use this one. Right, from here, I think that's okay. So you have got your opening balance sheet, this one, right? Much better. And I'm saying these accounts, inventory, accounts receivables, and accounts payables, you have to first of all create sub-accounts for them. So I hope you remember how to create sub-accounts. So when you're creating, I'm going to create one sub-account. I'm going to create one sub-account. Okay, I could create them all because you're going to create a new database altogether. So it's still fine. So you are coming here, right? You're coming there, then you're going maintenance. I'm just running over this again so that I just show. You are creating these sub-accounts as a sub-accounts of this account. We've got this account down here. Where is it now? Right, let me try to sort out this. Okay, arranged in order. I want to arrange them in order. Right, okay, fine. So you've got this main account, take on suspense. So these accounts, you're going to create them in sub-accounts of take on suspense. How are you going to do that? You're just going to say add, right? And I said the sub-accounts, they have to be 3-digit numbers, numbered. So it could be 100 as your first sub-account. You could put it this way as your first sub-account. It doesn't matter. You could put it this way as your first sub-account. Right? It really doesn't matter. I'm going to put it this way. Then here you're going to say sub-account of, I already know this account by head, but it's your take on suspense. So it's 90500. This is what I want, take on suspense. Then under description, I'm going to say inventory, take on. Take on. Then I say, okay. Right. It will say, okay, add new ledger account, selected master account is currently referenced by those transaction types. The reference will be replaced by the new sub account. So I just say, okay, that's what I want. So I've created for inventory. I then go on, I'm just right clicking here and I'm saying add, right? Then again, I'm going to add the next one. This one now is going to be, of course, sub account of. I'm just putting up that. Then this one is going to be accounts payable, accounts receivable. Let's just do accounts receivable, accounts receivables. Take one. Right. Then you say okay. Right. Then you are going to create the last one, which is so we're going to say this. Then we're going to say sub of 950. Then we're going to have accounts payable, should be payable. All right. Take on. Don't forget to put it as take on, because these are just linear. So I'm saying we have given you this. This is your opening balance sheet, right, or statement of financial position, ending up here. And I'm saying for these three accounts, inventory, accounts receivables, and accounts payables, we have created accounts, these suspense, 3 suspense accounts for them. Now, the next thing that you have to do is to capture, is to process this opening balance sheet. Now, besides the sub accounts that we have created, you have to make sure every account here is there. If it is retained income, you may not have a retained income per se. You may have an accumulated, it should be accumulated loss or accumulated loss and profit. At share capital, I think you should have it, but you may find you may not have FBC 30-year mortgage loan. So you have to define, this is a long term, this is a mortgage, so it's a long-term liability. You create it accordingly. Most of these accounts are there. If an account is not there, you have to create it. Like this Stanbic, you won't find Stanbic current account. You have to create it. This is a particular bank account. So you're creating it as a bank account. The same goes, petty cash you may have, right? VAT control, you may have to check if you have got an account for VAT control. If you do not have, this is a VAT control created as a current liability account. Shareholder loans, again, you have to check if you have it. If you do not have it, you have to create it as a long-term liability, right? Once you have done that, now you have to capture this. And how do you capture this? You are just coming to transactions, general ledger, then you are doing journal pages. I hope you remember. So you can either use what we already have, or you can create a new one. It doesn't matter. Right? I'm going to use what the journal pages which I already have. So what you are doing when you come here, you can use today's date or whatever date you're going to process. It doesn't matter. But here on the account, you are now picking the accounts. Like in my case, the first one is accumulated. Okay. I want to look it using description. So I'm assuming I've got an accumulated. Yes, I've got this one account. So I'm picking the account. Then depending with this statement here, if the account has got a credit balance like this, what it means is I'm going to put the amount in the credit. All right, it's the JB. Where is the JB? Like, let me load the JB. Right, I'm going to put the amount in the credit column. This is what you're simply doing, right? You come back to your statement. This is statement. You pick whatever account. If it has got a debit balance, you're going to put the debit balance, right? Now, when you get to inventory, accounts receivables, and accounts payables, and you are on your search evolution, you're not going to look, you are going now to pick your like the inventory take on that we did to represent inventory. So you will pick your inventory take on. If it is a debit balance, it means you're going to put the total amount in the debit column. Right? Is this first part understood? Because I don't want to do the whole thing with you. I want you to do it later on, but I want you to understand how to do it so that when you are doing it, you're not facing problems. Have you understood how to do this first part?
Yes, I have understood that part. I think that ndakatomboita imwe kupeni, so ndakazongopera panzira part pakuisa take on balance. Yeah, I understood everything.
That's super. So you do this first part. So once you are done, you post this. You post your just process page. This is the first part. Then after that, let me open this. After that, you come to this. You now want to process your data or your accounts receivables, take-ons. This is what you're going to do. So this first part here, which we have, it's an age analysis. You're not going to use this. You will use the details which are down here. So here you have got your customer. Then you have got, you can use the current dates. Don't worry about these long dated, backdated dates. Just use the current dates. You can use the current year. So instead of 23 here, just use 25. The month, you can use that month, February 25. Okay, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this. Allow me to edit this, then send with 2025 dates. All right. Okay, so let me explain. Yeah, you now get to doing what we term the customer take on balances. Now, the customer take on balances, you don't use this age analysis. You are using this part. So you've got this is your customer, and this is a breakdown of the transaction for this customer. This is your customer, this is the breakdown, this is what we're going to use. So I'm just going to demonstrate for the first customer. I won't do the rest. Even for the first customer, I'm just going to do one transaction. So your figures should tally these totals for the first customer, second customer, and the third customer. These totals, if you add 25 plus 32 plus 29, they should tally to the 88 that you have there. They should tally to this. I'm going to cross-check that. They have to tally. So when you come to evolution now, what you are going to do to process this information which I've just shown you is you come, okay, I'm going to close this. So do you want to save changes? Say yes. We've said no. Right. So you come here, then you are coming to transactions and you are coming to customers and you are coming to customer batches. Now, when you come to customer batches, I already have some batches there, right? I could create a new one or I could just use what I already have. So I'm just going to use what I have. So you come to customer, then of course, your module will be AR. Then you are picking the customer accounts. And you then pick the transaction code, which is BF, right? Then you pick the contra. Now, the contra you are going to pick here is the customer take on or the account receivable take on this one. This is your contra. You have to take note. You put the reference. The reference can be opening balance. Yes, it could be that. Then your description can also be opening balance. Then you are putting the amount in the, okay, no. Actually, your reference can be, if you look here, with what references, let me just go to this first customer. So your reference could be this, right? This could be your reference because we already have it. So let me just use that one. So your reference could be that. I'm just copying and pasting, then opening balance. Then what is the amount? I'm just looking here. The amount is 200 and that much. So I'm just copying. I'm copying that. Then I'm pasting. I'm using my keyboard, right? So I'm pasting that. I don't know if it will allow me to paste, right? It's taking forever. But the essence is you are processing these transactions here for customers in the way which I have shown you up here. You are just picking the customer. Your transaction code is BF. Your contra is this customer accounts receivables take on. You are putting the reference is provided, description, then you are putting the amount in there. Let me just put an amount in there. But yourself, you are picking the amount from the question paper. So you are doing for all the customers. What we have done here, you are doing for all these transactions, which means for the first customer, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. For the second customer, I think you're going to have 1, 2, 3 lines. For this last customer, you're going to have 1, 2, 3 lines. These are your references. These are the names. Your transaction code is BF. Contra, customer accounts receivable, take on. I think that one is clear and understood. Now, you then go to inventory items. You have created these inventory items. I think you remember I showed you up there, you are going to be creating inventory items, so you have them. Right. Now, for you to do these take-ons, you are going to come to your evolution. Right. Let me just close this one. I'm just going to close this. I don't want to save that. Right. You're coming back to your evolution and you're going to transactions. Then you are now coming to inventory. Then you are saying journal pages. Right. You can either create a new batch, or in my case, I just want to use the one which I have. Inventory already checked out to admin. Do you want to? I can say yes. I think it's in use somehow, or I could just create a new one quickly. Let me create a new one. Page number 2, I want to clear soon after. I want to allow editing of general ledger of GA or contra account. So I'm going to use this one. So what you are doing now is after opening your journal batch, you are selecting the item. The items that you are selecting are according to what is up here because you've created them. So in this case, you select A or D, E, S, 1, 2, 2. Then you are picking the quantity. So you are picking the quantity there, right? The item, the warehouse. You can use master warehouse in this case. I think I'll clarify that in the paper. You can pick the dates. I'll give you a date which is in 2025. The transaction code is ADJ for adjustments. So this is your transaction code. Your contra is your customer take on. No, not your customer take on, your inventory take on, this one. Inventory take on. Your reference, this one, I think, let me see if there is a reference from here. No reference, so you can put whatever reference you want to put there. Right? You can put your reference there, probably something like this. All right. Then you can put a description and say opening balance. Right. Then you now put in the quantity. So the quantity that you are putting in is provided here. This is the quantity. Right. Then after that, you then put the cost. If you also want, because it may not have a cost. So you're putting in the quantity, then you're putting in the new cost here, the new cost. So you're putting in the quantity there, then you're putting in the new cost. So you're doing all that for all the inventory items here. All the inventory items, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you are done, you then go to creditors. Right? Creditors, simple and straightforward. You are doing the same, just like what you did for customers, but this time around, you are working from supplier batches, right? So you are working from supplier batches. You can create a new batch, or you can just use those ones you already have, and you are coming module AP, you are picking the supplier, and your transaction code is BF, right? For suppliers, I believe you have got references. Let me just check. Do you have references here? No references. I'm going to do something so that you have got something similar to what we have on customers. But I'm saying end of day, you put a reference there. Right? You put a reference there. You put a description there. Right? So then you credit according to the amount which is there. So you're doing that for every supplier who is there. Then you post. Once you do that, you'd find when you now check your balance sheet, end of the process, it now has got the figures populated with the figures that you posted, your customers, your suppliers, your inventory items populated with the figures that you posted. So this is what we term the take-on balances process. In the exam, you are provided with the information. In the real world, when you join a company and you are using evolution for the first time, you have to actually make a physical check of the items, the fixed assets, value them, the inventory, if it is there, do a stock count, your data, the review and verify the figures, suppliers, bank accounts, and all that. Then you do your take on in this same way. Is it something that you can do on your own if I send you a question paper to do that? Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello, yes, sir. Uh, there's a problem with my mic. Is that so? Let's increase the volume. Hello, yes, sir.
Yes.
Uh, okay, I think there's some problem with the mic, but I was saying I just want to re-edit this question paper. Then I want to send it through to you. Then I want you to do it. Create a new database altogether. Then after that, I know I will be done. Then we work on the certificate and start on Excel.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
So I will do so once I get home.
Well, I know that's all right. I'm just let me also edit the paper. Then I'll send it. I'm going to send it on WhatsApp. Probably I have two. I think I should have sent it through.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, welcome. Say have a good day.
Okay, thank you.